So Scotland versus Wales. It was one of the best matches I've watched out of this year's Six Nations, because it wasn't really a rugby match in the second half. It was more of a tennis match. The score kept changing, with the lead going to Scotland, then Wales, then Scotland, then Wales again, which also meant try after glorious try, and it was lovely to watch. The first half, however, I thought Scotland were the most dominant, and the score told that story too, with it being 17-8. But when you look at the stats for the half, the side looked pretty evenly matched actually. The only stat that sprung out was the metres made and the line break stat falling in Scotland's favour. Often this is the way with tight rugby matches. When both sides have solid defences, your star players, who are often wingers and backs, need to step up to find a way to break through the line, and that is what we saw in this match. Stuart Hogg in the first half was on fire, and Van der Merwe was also playing well on the wing, as he was in the other match, and Finn Russell as well, leading the defence and attack intelligently, putting players where they need to be. Similarly, Louis Rees-Zammit for Wales stepped up, and the experience of Liam Williams was also evident in both attack and defence. This is where all the scores came from. The backs, other than the unstoppable Wyn Jones, of course, who has been doing wonders for my fantasy team. Scotland were doing better at this in the first half, and then Xander Fagerson goes and ruins my fantasy team by getting a red card. Now I think this was overly harsh, as he's clearly driving through to clear out. He's just been a bit lazy with his arm, and I get that. That is what refs are looking at now, and that's what they're penalising. But I still think it should have been a yellow, really. But anyway, with a red card, much like against Ireland, this meant Wales could patiently grind down and tire out Scotland's defence and attacking efforts by just playing the game well in defence and allowing Scotland to make the mistakes, giving Wales then good field position so their star players can score. This is exactly how Wyn Jones got his first score, as it was immediately after the red card penalty. And more kept coming. Wales knew they just had to play in the right areas of the field to win the game, and all the rest of the game was just defence, riding out phases, waiting for mistakes or the attempt at jackling to gain penalties, and then field position. I just wish that Scotland had realised this as well in the final minutes of the game. In the last 10 minutes, they were going through phases in the middle of the pitch with a man down. Now realistically, all this is doing is wasting time, as they are a man down and Wales' defence is a lot stronger than it was in the first half. What they needed was their star players to step up again to another level. There were moments where this looked like it was going to happen. The penalties meant all they had to do was boot it to the other end of the field and get good position, like Wales had been doing with Zammit and others. And then they can get a Russell drop goal, or a bit of crazy flair from Hogg, or a brute strength drive from Van der Merwe or something to get it over the line. So for this penalty, naturally I thought, oh yeah, here we go, we're going to get Stuart Hogg's cannon leg to boot them into that position. He does this all the time for the Exeter Chiefs, so when Russell steps up, I was shouting and throwing my scotch at the TV, even though I'm not Scottish. And then there was another penalty in the middle of the pitch, and I'm like, okay, this time it's going to be Hogg. But no, Russell takes it again. I was so disappointed that Hogg at this moment didn't step up, back himself, and act like Zammit had done earlier with his kick. This so could have been an epic anime battle between Hoggy and Zammit, but Hogg backed down. Hoggy had a chance to redeem himself later in the last minute attempt, where Van der Merwe tried to put him in, but look who stopped him from doing it. Young boy Zammit. To me, it seems the young Padawan Zammit, which actually does sound a little bit like a Jedi name, became the master in this game, and he got the man of the match to prove it. The star players had to step up to win this match for their team, and they did on both sides. The red card obviously hindered Scotland, But the boy Zamet became a rugby hero in this game, and his name will forever be sung in Welsh songs all across the valleys, from now to the end of days. Mainly just for this epic kick. I think we should watch it again. As the Welsh say, lush. I just want to thank all of the support that I got for my French video. I never expected to have so much French viewership. I'm not French, but you are French. Thank you. Keep tuning in, and I might make another video. Who knows?